I'm just going to take you through some really awesome techniques around how you can layer multiple variables on top of one another within measures. You can bring in variables that sit outside your data model, and then you can run scenarios or what if analysis on multiple different variables. It doesn't have to be just one. And that's why I call it multi-layered scenario analysis. Because if you think about, if we're in an environment of sales, if I come to just the table here, our sales ultimately can be determined by a number of things. They can be determined by the price at which we sell the product. They can also be determined by the demand for our product. Does the demand go up? Will it go down? They can also be determined, our profits can be determined by the costs of our products. So we've got a few different things that we can shock. We can shock in our analysis that would enable us to almost predict based on those variables that we input what will eventuate in the future. And that's really powerful stuff. It's almost like predictive analysis, but it's not a complex algorithm. It's just substituting in variables to see what the outcome will be. Makes a lot more sense, in my opinion, to keep it as simple as that. Now, Power BI enables you to do this so effectively. It's actually quite amazing how effectively you can do this in Power BI. Now, I've already set it up just to save time, but as an example of what I have done, all I have done is I have gone and created 3 additional tables called supporting tables, one for price changes, one for cost changes, and one for demand changes. And we are going to use the columns in these tables, which look like so. So here we've got price changes. So we've just got prices moving up. We will be able to select, well, do we want to increase the price by 5%, 10%, 15%, etc. Same for demand. I created this table very simply, and also for cost changes, another adjustment there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these as slices, these tables like so, create slices, and then via that selection we can then say, well, we can then bring this calculation, this measure that we have created, into our analysis. Now it's all exactly the same pattern to create these, and if you've reviewed some of the other videos on Enterprise DNA TV, you would have seen the technique used a number of times. But simply it is if has one value, percentage cost change. So if one of these is selected, then actually return, in this case we've just used min, you could use average or sum, but if it is one value, then actually return the result we have selected. If not, make it equal to 0%. So if nothing is selected, then that is suggesting that there is a 0 change to costs. Now think about this scenario. Occasionally your costs are going to rise. Your raw materials may increase. And to counter that increase, you may want to increase the price. But then you may also have some demand changes because there is not going to be the demand for your product because less people are going to be able to afford it due to those price changes. So we're going to show you how you can incorporate all of these measures that we have just created into your calculations. Now there's a couple of considerations. The first one I want to showcase here. If you think about this calculation here, it does what we need. It gives us total sales. We can then calculate total costs and then work out total profits. The issue is that this does not enable you to incorporate any variables in what goes into total revenue. And to reiterate that point, if I go to sales, what makes up total revenue? Well, it's quantity times the unit price. So if you just sum up total quantity, you can't incorporate the demand variable, which would increase the quantity, or the price increase variable, which would increase the unit price. So what we have to do is we have to use iterators here. So I'm going to change this into a SUMX so that I can break out those individual pieces that come together for total revenue and make changes. So I'm going to just go sales here, and then I'm just going to go quantity times the order the price, the unit price. So this is an example of what you have to do to be able to, you have to use iterators to be able to incorporate these things. Okay, now we're going to work on the formula, which is going to give us scenario profits. And we're going to work along those lines that we just did regarding the iterating function. But we're going to create total sales and total costs with these scenarios incorporated in one measure. So I'm just going to go equals here. I'm going to go down to a new line and I'm going to go SUMX, and we're going to write our total sales with the scenarios here. And I'm going to go sales, and then I'm going to go order quantity. But in this case, I'm going to actually times it by 1 plus the demand change. So that's going to shock the quantity up if demand changes, which is exactly what we need. I'm just going to bring this down to another line as well. And then we need to times this by the unit price times by 1 plus the price change. So the scenario price change. So we don't need these table names in here either, so I'm just going to get rid of those. So now we have our total sales, but it can be shocked by changes in price and changes in demand. So we've incorporated these two measures in here. But now we need to do costs. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to minus my costs, and I'm going to go SUMX again and say go to the sales table. And then I'm going to write the logic very similar. I'm going to go order quantity, but I'm going to times this by the demand change, 1 plus the demand change, because obviously our costs are going to increase if demand increases because we're going to produce more. And then I'm going to go plus demand change, and then here I'm going to times this one by, instead of the unit price, I'm going to go total unit cost, and you'll probably know what to do now. And then I go 1 plus the percentage cost change, like so. And I just close that off, and then I'm just going to get rid of these tables. Now, this is going to give us the scenario profits now, but incorporating these variables. Now, to double check this, what we can do is we can just create a table. And if I drag this inside of here, and I'm going to grab the month and year, and it's only going to show up for 2016 because that's where I got filtered. But if we select nothing here, if nothing is selected, check this out. If nothing is selected, this is going to be the total profits for 2016. But if we now need to, if our raw material cost increases, we want to increase it by 10%, we can increase that by 10%. And to counter that, we may want to increase our price by 15%. And then to counter that again, demand might reduce, and we might want to say, well, demand might in this case reduce by 5%. And you see all those scenarios that we're adding to, we're layering on, are changing this scenario profits, and that's because they're all being fed into this iterating function as we select them. So I'm going to stop there. That's just an introduction to how you can create this multi-layered effective scenario analysis, and certainly watch out for some further videos where we bring in a bit more complexity in here, and how we might want to shock individual dimensions. Say we might want to increase the price in only a particular product set or for a particular region, so on and so forth. So some pretty exciting stuff that you can evolve into with this sort of technique.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Enterprise DNA TV. If you enjoyed the content covered in this particular tutorial, please throw the video a like. It really helps us and we really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Enterprise DNA TV channel. We have a huge amount of content coming out all the time from myself and a range of content creators, all dedicated to improving the way that you use Power BI and the Power Platform. Lastly, check out Enterprise DNA's website. Plenty of resources and further learning that you can access very easily. All the best. Take care.